I gotta admit, I just got in this place, and the encounter rate's already getting to me. I mean, how many steps did I take just now? 5? 6? Max? And what's even worse is that I got rid of teleport on my Alakazam, so I can't go straight back to Vermilion once I'm done with my business over at Viridian. I mean, sure, this is good experience for my Ivysaur, but I really should have gotten rid of Disable instead, as useless as Teleport is in battle, because, well, Disable was crappy enough with 55 accuracy, but in Red, Blue, and Yellow, to add even more to the crap factor, it disabled a random move of the opponents, not the last move it used, unlike in the rest of the generations. So yeah, it was improved that way in Gold, Silver, Crystal. They improved the accuracy to 80 in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, but that's still not enough. And even making it never miss wouldn't help, because the concept is inherently flawed. You want to disable a move, but you have to take it first, which isn't always a good idea, whereas with Taunt you can at least preempt the moves you're trying to prevent. Yeah, but seriously, the encounter rate is ridiculous. Reminds me of that Flash movie about random battles in Final Fantasy. I think everyone's seen it by now, but oh! Level 32 for Ivysaur? Well, that's evolving time then? Which is good, as now it's going to guarantee criticals on my Razor Leaf, as well as improved stats all around, which is never a bad idea, of course. Makes you wonder why Ash's Pikachu would... Wait a minute, the encounter rate is so high that the music didn't even have the time to restart after the evolution. It's that bad! And the worst thing is, this wasn't a freak occurrence or anything. It happens regularly in this place. This is much, much worse than even the Rock Tunnel, which I hate for its high encounter rate. Oh, finally I've gotten out of there! Yeah, but as I said, there's a return trip waiting for me. So as I was gonna say, I wonder why Ash's Pikachu would rather get run over by a truck rather than evolve. Maybe it's because, if I remember, there was something up there. Nah, screw this, I'm not searching all those tiles. So anyway, I wonder if maybe it has to do with the fact that all the action replay codes Ash used on it over the year would get reset after it evolves. There's no other logical explanation, because, seriously, more power? Sign me up! Who doesn't want more power? And yeah, I'm aware that if there's one not fully evolved form that you'd want to use over its final form, it would be Pikachu, but I don't think the concept of held items applies in the anime, so that doesn't explain it. Raichu would be much better overall, because there would be no light ball, of course, so yeah, I'd better stop thinking about it. Anyway, I think that guy over there is the one who gives me the Flash HM, and it's funny, I think, how every single NPC in the area talks about the HMs. Like, you know, it reminds me of games like the Zelda games, where you'd see hookshot targets all over the place, and you'd immediately think, oh, so this dungeon's treasure is the hookshot? And Metroid does it sometimes too, I think. I remember in particular one part of Metroid Prime 3 where, you know that lab with all the Metroids and the really, really creepy music, and you'd see a gazillion Seeker Missile targets on the way to getting the Seeker Missiles? Well, that's that kind of thing that applies to, and I think that part, while I'm talking about it, is one of the cooler parts in any Metroid game. You know, Metroid is known for being a really atmospheric game, and in that part, it was pulled off to absolute perfection. Of course, if you haven't played the game, you don't know what I'm talking about, and that's when I urge you to play this game, because it's absolutely excellent. But enough of that. What's down there? I think there's something, but Nah, not gonna search all over this place either. So yeah, time for a return trip through the Digletts cave. Oh jeez, this is gonna take forever. And here I wanted to reach the 3rd gym by the end of this video. Think it's not gonna happen. Oh, and if there's one thing I hate about Red, Blue, and Yellow, it's how you gotta constantly go into the Pokémon menu to pick whatever you want to use Cut, Surf, or Strength with. And it's another one of those really good improvements that was brought about by Gold, Silver, Crystal. And there's someone I know over the internet who didn't know you could just press the button while next to the tree and it would work. I mean, of course, after Red, Blue, and Yellow, but he still went into the Pokemon menu by reflex, even in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And that's when I told him, hey, you can just stand next to the tree and it's gonna cut it. He was like, you kidding? And then he tries it and, oh god, I feel so stupid. You imagine that? He's been wasting his time like that for almost 10 years. But anyway, I was talking earlier on about this Flash movie about random battles in Final Fantasy, and it basically said, take one step and you're bound to run into one, and then one time it doesn't happen, so he takes another step and random battle. And that's really how I'm feeling right now. I can't take one step without being ambushed by a Diglett. And as for Final Fantasy, I've played 3 of them, those being 3, 6, and 7, and I never had too many complaints about the encounter rate, as opposed to Digletts Cave, for instance, but no, there has never been one place where I felt the encounter rate was simply excessive. Okay, but now on to something completely different. I have a question to ask of anyone who's seeing this and has played the Japanese version of Pokemon Ranger 2, because the North American version is coming out in less than 2 weeks, and I wanted to decide beforehand which starter I was going to pick, but I haven't played the first one, so I don't know. Ah! You gotta be kidding me! I was right next to the ladder! Oh! I hate when this happens! So anyway, as I was gonna say, since I haven't played the first game, I don't know how each Pokemon's abilities work. So yeah, I have no clue which starter to pick, so I want you, if you played the Japanese version, to recommend me a starter and why. And if there's any skill involved with the touchscreen, well, I think my experience with Sonic Chronicles has established that it shouldn't be a factor, so yeah, which one do I pick? But anyway, I said I wouldn't reach the gym in time before the end of this video, and would you look at that? The Lightning American? Now, I think there's something fundamentally wrong with that nickname. You probably know what it is, but if you don't, I'm going to talk about it in the next part. But with this being an electric gym, it's not just a matter of type advantage or disadvantage, it's the fact that since electric Pokemon are usually so fast, it means that criticals are going to fly around a lot. And yeah, as this guy is saying, there's also the danger of paralysis, and of course the most annoying puzzle in the series waiting for me in the next video. Stay tuned for lots of annoyance.